echo un trago ahora, me voy a morir.
Mendoza, what's he growling about?
Oh, he's thirsty for tequila.
He's always thirsty for tequila.
Quisiera estar bien borracho ahorita mismo.
Tell him to go back to Mexico.
He'll never get that thirsty, Cinch. We'll string him up.
We've all got that trouble. I'd love to see that general swing by his big fat neck.
If he'd won, he'd be running Mexico now. Be all set. So we lost. We just happened to pick the wrong side.
2 years on the wrong side's a long time. And what do we got to show for it? Piece of junk like this. And look at him. Chest full of tin. Put them all together and they wouldn't even buy a slug of tequila.
¿Tequila? Ah, cómo me gusta.
We were supposed to get paid for fighting. Just like real soldiers.
Sure did a lot of fighting for nothing.
Seems we've been doing an awful lot of things for nothing lately. We wouldn't be if we headed for Fort Worth. But my brother says come north, so we come north. And Fort Worth is loaded with cattle money at the railhead. Just waiting to be picked up. I suppose in Carson City they'll have the safe door wide open. Just special for us, huh?
Our luck's got to change sometime.
You're like a bunch of dumb cattle. You stampede at the sight of trouble, ball at the first shift in the wind. Our luck ain't going to change till you start acting like men. Gar and I have kicked around Carson City plenty. It's a sleepy little town without much to stop us. The safe door won't be open, but it won't take much doing. We can be out and on our way before the sheriff can clean the rust off of his guns. You know that, Gar, as well as I do. And get rid of that Mexican hardware before we move on.
All I get out of 2 years is this, and now I gotta throw it away? How come, Brett?
You want to ride through town with everybody staring at us? That'd be smart, wouldn't it? Tell him.
Dice que te quites la chaqueta, la gorra y las medallas.
Las medallas son mías. Yo mismo me las robé, yo mismo.
He says the medals belong to him, that he stole them himself.
Well, tell him next time to steal something with some gold in it.
Dice que la próxima vez te robes algo que tenga oro. No seas güey, hombre.
Esto es un insulto. Ahora me siento encuerado.
Sleepy little town, huh?
Never seen so many people in my life.
The old army game. Let's step right in there, gents. Don't be afraid of it. It's running on the line.
Amigos, miren.
Like what you see on the outside. Wait till you see what you're going to see on the inside.
Mira nomás que hembras, mano. Me gustan todas.
What's he saying? Same as you're thinking.
50 cents includes a great big...
Been away a long time.
¡Qué sombrero!
There's another batch. Looking lean and hungry, too.
Those are the Stantons. The one in front is Brett. The one behind him is his brother Gar. I haven't seen them in 6 years.
If they ever start shooting, I could use 60 men instead of 6. Better deputize 20 more if you can find anybody.
You sure showed them how to promote a fight, Mr. London. I haven't seen anything like this since the Comstock Load.
Thanks, mister.
Put that away.
Mr. London rates the 25-year stock on the house.
Thanks, Harry. I'd like you to meet Mr. Brady, Corbett's manager.
Welcome to Carson City, Mr. Brady.
Thank you.
Jim here's our town's biggest booster.
I thought he was selling me a bill of goods when he talked me into this. Now I'm glad I came.
Look. There's some more of them. I just put up the new chandeliers, special for the fight.
Somebody pointed out Johnny Ringo to me today. In New York, you told me we wouldn't have to worry about this kind of thing.
They're just here for the fight and a good time, the same as everybody else.
That depends on what they call a good time.
Tráeme raspe, tequila. We get red eye, blue star, snake spots, all them fancy Eastern drinks, but no tequila.
Oh, give him some whiskey.
What this, hombre?
Pura mugre, puro veneno.
We got about as much chance of cracking that bank as I have of beating Jim Corbett. You know, I can always tell us when he plans to stick up. He always does that with his hat.
It don't mean nothing till he puts a new crease in it.
But they could get 10 posses after us from just a crowd like this.
Let's put the deck on the table. You followed me to Mexico and we had 2 years of nothing. Well, I guessed wrong. This time I'm guessing right. You stick this deal out with me and I'll get you even. After that, I don't want to see any of you again. Never. Not any of you.
Your brother's gambling hand must be bothering him again.
Yeah. Only I never went up against odds like this before. I'll be back.
Where's he going?
He didn't take it up with me.
I've seen Tomcats get along better than you two.
Work his midsection, Jim.
That's the stringiest looking side of beef I ever saw.
Who's asking you for your... Brett Stanton.
But you still look as tough as a meat you cook.
I haven't seen you since Dan Culligan joined your outfit. That was almost 6 years ago.
Yeah, I guess it is.
I heard you were in Mexico. How's things going?
Yeah, we've been getting along. Say, I didn't know Culligan sold out.
I didn't. Mrs. Culligan died about 4 years ago. After that, the prairie rabbits took over. Mr. Brady had to chase them out to set up camp.
4 years ago. What happened to the Culligan girl?
Linda? She moved to town. She's doing cashier work and bookkeeping at the tuna bar.
Cashier? She never knew anything about money. Somebody must have taught her.
Well, I'd be looking for her. They tell me she spends a lot of time at the London ranch.
Yeah, I heard about London.
You won't be needing these.
You won't stop me from getting him.
You're not gonna bloody this town settling old scores.
That Thrill Gang's been asking for every one of them.
He almost killed the champion.
I had other things on my mind.
I don't want this kind of riffraff hanging around here.
Shut up, Pop.
Maybe you'd like to step into the ring and I'll knock some sense into your head.
After the sheriff's through with him.
You think Johnny Ringo let me stay cooped up?
If I have anything to do with it, he will.
Why, those men were trying to kill each other.
Yep.
What's it about? Do you know them?
Yep. Barney, that's the fella just went off. He don't like Flint. That's the one he was shooting at. And Flint, he ain't got no use for Barney.
Well, I figured they weren't exactly friends.
I get a feeling the real fight's going to be outside of the ring.
If the killing starts, you can forget about the fist fight. The town will empty like a cyclone hit it.
Would you be staying or leaving?
Depends on which way the wind blows. So long, Stewpot. Don't poison anybody.
Hey, how come Dan Culligan didn't come back with you?
Buried him 3 months ago in War Ed.
What's it look like?
Well, there's about a dozen of them out there now. Most of them Johnny Ringo's men.
Ringo will be along soon.
What are you going to tell him?
I don't know yet.
Lynn almost killed Corbett. I had to bring him in.
No one's blaming you, Phil.
Sheriff, I heard some talk that you're going to release that man. Is it true?
There's always talk going around.
I heard it, too. I'm Fitzsimmons' manager. No one shot up our camp yet, but I'm just as interested as Mr. Brady.
I told him you could handle matters, Phil. That's my job. Then we have your assurance that it was nothing but talk. Take a look outside, gentlemen. Take a good look. They look harmless enough, just lounging around. When you came in just now, you probably took them for cowhands if you noticed them at all. Well, every one of them's done his share of killing. They're waiting for me to make up my mind, too, and the longer it takes me, the more of them there'll be.
But they're only a handful. You can't let them influence you.
That's an awful tough handful.
If you turn that man loose, you're letting them run this town.
Mr. Brady, they can start running this town anytime they want to. But they're too shiftless, lazy. They need something to start them off. Like Flint. If they have to break him out, they won't stop there. Before they're through, they'll go for each other's throats like a pack of mad dogs, and we'll be caught in the middle.
But this isn't the Wild West anymore. Jesse James is dead. You haven't got the Pony Express, you've got the railroads now. You've even got an automobile here in town. You're talking in the past. Civilization is here.
So are they. They're not interested in civilization.
Jim, I don't know about Mr. Davis, but contract or no contract, I'm calling off this fight.
You can't call it off. Just a minute, Mr. Brady. Some of those men outside rode hundreds of miles to see this fight. What do you think will happen if you try to call it off? I hate to be in your shoes.
If I ever get through this, I'll see that you never promote another fight
You
as long...
can't blame Jim. No one knew this was going to happen. Sure, we figured a few of them would drift in, but nothing like this.
Go ahead, Sheriff. I can wait. Looks like everybody's through talking. Guess it's my turn.
What's on your mind, Ringo?
Probably the same thing you were discussing. Flint.
What about it?
Now, don't misunderstand me, Sheriff. I don't like him any better than you do. But the most I can say for him is he's been with me a long time. If it was just for that, you could keep him. But it's more than that, Sheriff. It's a matter of principle. You see, Sheriff, those men out there expect me to come out with Flint. Now, how would it look if I came out alone? See, Sheriff, just a matter of principle.
But, Mr. Ringo, you and the others out there came to see a fight. Well, it's our business to put one on. But whether it comes off or not is up to you.
Seems like you got me mixed up with the sheriff. He gets paid for keeping people in line. Now, Sheriff, about that matter of principle.
Get Flint. Look, Ringo, if it was just a matter of principle, I'd keep him here. But you and I know that would lead to killing. It's my job to keep people alive.
Every man to his own trade, Sheriff.
Yeah, Johnny. Whether you know it or not, your trade's on its way out.
I told you you're wasting your time.
Get outside.
Sure, Johnny, sure.
No, Sheriff, for a trade that's on its way out, there are a lot of men in this town that disagree with you.
And how is life in the big city? Oh, one of my Eastern habits. Care for one?
Is Linda inside?
Working on your ticket orders like a good little girl. I heard you coming up. Is there
I've
any...
checked everywhere. Your brother didn't ride in with Stanton's outfit.
He wouldn't leave, Brett.
It's been 6 years. A lot of things could have happened.
Perhaps you should be drinking this instead of me. No, no thanks.
I've been expecting you.
I'll see him, Jim. I'm Cynthia Castle, Mr. Linton's sister.
I'd like to talk to Linda alone.
It's all right, Jim. It won't take long.
Excuse me, Mr. Linton, but we're going to need some tickets for those extra stands.
All right, Henry.
They tell me you're a working girl now. Cashier at the Tonopah.
I was until 2 weeks ago. I'm helping Jim now.
I can remember when 2 and 2 was a struggle for you.
That was a long time ago. I'm smarter now.
Yeah, I can see that.
I want to know about my brother.
He's dead. It happened in Mexico. There weren't many of us that got out.
But I'm sure you and your brother Gar did.
We all took the same chances. Could have happened to any of
But
us.
it didn't have to be him. He would have straightened out if he hadn't gone with you.
Nobody stuck a gun in his back.
You never saw a silver saddle like yours. Never saw anyone spend money the way you did. How do you think that compared with working on a ranch?
Maybe the same way Jim London compared to cashiering in a gambling joint. This is Dan's. He always liked the feel of gold. It's all he had left. Belongs to you now.
That's not much to show for 6 years.
Maybe not, but it was his.
That's not what I mean. How did he get it, Brett? You're used to that kind of money. You keep it.
Some reception I'm getting.
What did you expect? When you left here, you didn't think of me or Dan or anybody. No, you're out to do big things. For yourself. And you didn't care how.
Linda, listen.
You listen. I was awfully sorry when you left here, Brett. When I thought I'd never see you again. But people change in 6 years. Some people. I managed to pick up the pieces and start over again. And now you're back. Why?
Curiosity. When I heard you were engaged to such an important man, I just naturally had to see how you turned out.
Mr. Stanton, wouldn't you like some sherry? I brought it from New York.
I drink either water or liquor, Mrs. Castle. Sherry's neither.
I like a person who speaks his mind. But that trait isn't appreciated around here. And I prefer to be called Cynthia Castle. I'm a widow, Mr. Stanton.
I'm sorry to hear it.
Tell me, whatever happened to the silver saddle? I didn't realize I was so near.
You didn't?
I'm like you. I also have a natural curiosity.
Well, there was a Mexican general who needed some guns. And a girl in Juarez who needed some things, too.
Don't, Jim.
She's just looking for excitement. She doesn't realize what can happen with a man like that.
Talk to her later, then.
I'll talk to him now.
Jim London, come here.
What's bothering you, Fitz?
Tickets. That's what's bothering me.
I thought your manager
When
explained
it comes to money, I want things firsthand. I heard they're trampling each other in town, begging for tickets. What's all this about only selling them at the fight?
If they're that eager now, they'll pay twice as much at fight time. And the more they pay, the more money you'll get.
I fancy seeing my banknotes before I lace on my gloves.
You can look at over 100,000 in hard cash just before you step into the ring.
Over 20,000 quid? Now, that's something worth waiting for.
You just worry about Corbett. I'll handle the tickets.
Righto.
That's quite a bit of money for one fight.
Yeah. That's what I was thinking.
I want a man to love me. You're willing, but you're so afraid to try. I need you, arms around me. If I don't get you soon, I'm gonna die.
That'll be 2 bits more all around. The price has gone up since this morning.
What's the idea?
Look around, mister. Prosperity's here. I said prosperity, not tequila.
But you never hold my hand. I might as well be playing solitaire. I wish you were a little bolder. Can't you see I want you for my own? So hurry, it's the natural.
The odds are going up on Fitz. You can get 9 to 5 now.
Fine. What are you going to bet your false teeth?
Sometimes I wonder what would have happened if I kept on prospecting.
Same thing as now. You'd be broke. It's a long time. Hey, where's your brother? If you're lonesome, why don't you go look for him?
Where would I look?
Who knows? Maybe went back to the roof.
I go see, huh?
But you never hold my hand. It's just
I don't know which one of you is the dumbest.
I wish, oh,
Gracias.
I wish you were a little bit bolder. Can't you see I want you for my own? Oh, hurry. It's the natural thing to do. Say you love me, dear, 'cause I love you.
What about my room? I mean it. I haven't got a thing left. But I was told you'd take care of me. The only thing I could let you have is the broom closet. Wait a minute. Please. Hey, where are you going? Go get the sheriff. This big mistake, I think.
What makes you think so?
Everything belongs to us is out here. Why?
That's easy. We put it there.
Muy malo. Very bad. You steal our room.
I guess you don't know who you're talking to. This here's Bob Trillkill.
This here Mendoza. You steal our room.
Looks like we got something else to put out.
You ask for trouble, I see you get it.
Maybe that'll change your mind.
Hold it.
Stanton.
You shouldn't go moving into other people's rooms. It ain't polite.
Too bad you didn't knock.
Well, I ain't polite either. You get out there and move that stuff back inside.
Do like he says. I'm staying around town. I'll see you.
That away, Stanton. That's all for now.
You didn't have to trouble yourself, Sheriff. Trailkill was just leaving.
And so are you. You're both coming with me.
If you couldn't hold Flint, aren't you just wasting your time, Sheriff?
I can't afford to waste time. Both of you, let's go. Come on.
Maybe you were meant to keep it.
Maybe. At least he wasn't meant to give it to you.
I came up here to say something. You're not making it any easier.
You never give him any reason to.
I was wrong about you, Brett. You proved that this afternoon.
I came a long way to see this fight.
Whatever you came for, you took on a job and you risked your life for it. And that goes deeper than the fight.
I guess that's one way of looking at it.
I was there, Brett. I saw it. And I heard what Ringo and Trailkill said.
You're afraid of trouble, is that it?
Yes.
There's nothing going to stop the fight. Tell London not to worry.
I'm not concerned about that, and neither is he. Brett, leave now before it's too late.
You just said I took on a job, and it's only half finished.
You've done your share. Leave now, Brett, tonight.
I can't.
There's nothing to stop you. If you won't do it for yourself, then do it for me.
I think Mr. Stanton's quite capable of making up his own mind.
Jim.
I think we better go down now. Here are your tickets. Now we're even.
You worried about the train, Sheriff?
I haven't heard it pull in yet. Let's do.
Where are the others? There's just the two of us. Get them. I can't. They're not here. You're lying. All right. See for yourself. He's right, Johnny. It's empty.
That's it.
Where are they? They're on their way to Salt Lake City. The train just pulled out. Pretty smart. That's what the sheriff thought.
I don't mind admitting, up until now, I wouldn't have bet there'd be a fight.
Now all you got to do is sit back and enjoy it.
Except for one piece of unfinished business.
Something private?
Yeah, between us. You can take that off now.
The fight isn't until tomorrow night.
I had a hunch about you when you first put that badge on. Everything you've done since convinced me I was right.
What does that mean?
You're smarter than the rest of them. A lot of you rode into this town, but you're the only one who saw anything. You noticed the change. The others don't look past the end of their guns. You saw the handwriting on the wall. They don't even see the wall because their backs are against it. Their days are over and they don't know it. You know it, but it won't do you any good if Trailkill and Ringo get you. That's why you got to leave, tonight.
Maybe you're reading too much into what I did, Sheriff.
You're not reading enough into it.
Look. Next thing you know, him and the sheriff will be dancing together. Stanton's been asking for this. Won't do a bit of harm to let him get one day older. I came to town to see this fight, and I'm going to see it.
Any reason why he should see it?
He don't, we don't. Now, after the fight, that's another story.
Yeah, and I'll be telling it to him.
You won't like how it ends.
Taking this off now wouldn't change things any. Maybe postpone a little while. Now I'm staying for the fight.
I'm getting killed right afterwards.
I think that's certain.
There's another way. You can keep right on wearing that badge. That'd suit me. Think it over.
Sorry I was a little abrupt back there. I must still be jealous.
There's no reason to be.
You're worried about him.
He's throwing his life away, Jim.
He knows what he's doing. It's his concern, Linda, not yours.
You're right, but
But what?
nothing.
You feel the way I do about him. You're grateful for what he's done, but you wish he'd leave.
Yes, yes, I'm sure that's it.
In a few days, we'll have what we want. We'll be on our way to New York. Believe me, darling, this'll all seem far away. Feel better?
Yes. Good night.
Good night. Night.
Good night.
Waiting for someone?
You shouldn't have come here.
I wouldn't have if you hadn't come to me first.
You know why I did that.
Do I?
I had to talk sense to you, that's all.
Sense is something I never had too much of. I'm proof.
It's just the two of us. We can split.
You've got nothing to sell. Your gun's empty.
Now it's your turn, Tin Star.
You're thinking about letting him die. That's what you're thinking. You haven't changed. You fool the sheriff and Linda, but not me. Oh. It's worked out perfect for you, hasn't it? Almost. You're not getting away with it, Brett. Not getting away with... And it...
What a fight, Sheriff! What a fight!
You don't know the half of it.
Hey, what happened to you?
Nothing. Nothing much.
I enjoyed this fight, Mr. Stanton. Now I'm ready for the one I came to see.
Well, I'm sorry to disappoint you. It's all over.
Yeah. Meet the new champ.
All over.
Your brother can tell you all about it. He was there.
I think you'll find him over there with the sheriff.